moments of insight are 40% more likely to occur when people are relaxed or daydreaming, much more than when they're actively working on a problem. Play might sound unproductive, but it's the fastest path to new ideas. When you play, you experiment without fear. Play is engagement. You tap into curiosity, courage, and joy, all vital to innovation. At the end of each week, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I learn? What surprised me? And what might I try differently next time? How to be more creative than 99% of people. Most people think creativity is a gift, that there are creative types, and then the rest of us. But that's not the case. Creativity is a system. And once you understand how it works, you can become more creative than 99% of people around you. Creativity is not only about painting, music, or design. When you think about creativity in that way, it's only part of the story, and you end up conflating creativity only with art. Your capacity for creativity expands as you build a system around how you think, move, and rest, and connect ideas that others overlook. And trust me, your creative capacity matters now more than ever. The World Economic Forum's 2024 Future Job Skills Report ranked creativity as the number 2 job skill for 2027. And that's just second to critical thinking. Today, I will teach you how to build your creative capacity so that you can outthink, outimagine, and outstrategize almost everyone. Early in my career, I worked in the fashion industry in global sourcing for a division of the limited brands. And then I worked in academia. I was a professor for 16 years at Thomas Jefferson University. Both sectors were full of brilliant people, but many of them were trapped in routines that killed their curiosity. They were smart, but they were not always exercising their creative capacity to the maximum. As I built figure eight thinking, I realized I needed to help people understand that it was their birthright as a human to be creative. And that while for some of us, it may have been drummed out of us early on through rigid educational systems, creativity is a skill and a strategic competency that you build. From this realization, I created the Wonder Rigor Theory that creativity is your ability to toggle between wonder and rigor to solve problems and deliver novel value. Over 10 years, I've discovered a human-centered operating system, a rhythm, if you will, that unlocks the Wonder Rigor Theory, something that I now call the motor framework, move, think, rest. It's changed how I solve problems, how I lead, how I teach creativity to others. And here's how you can use it to become more creative than 99% of the people around you. Number 1, move. Use your body to wake up your mind. Movement fuels creativity. When you move, your brain releases chemicals that boost focus, memory, and insight. Hormones like serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins. Aerobic exercise increases the size of the hippocampus, the brain's center for memory and learning. In one research study, after just a year of regular moderate exercise, participants' hippocampal volume grew by about 2%, effectively reversing age-related decline. When you move, you also awaken the default mode network, the neural synapses that fire up when we tap out of the world. That's why your best ideas show up in the shower or on a walk. Research that I read in a great book called The Eureka Factor shows that moments of insight are 40% more likely to occur when people are relaxed or daydreaming, much more than when they're actively working on a problem. So start every day with 5 to 10 minutes of movement, walking, dancing, or stretching. These are just a few examples. Your body is your first creative instrument. Number 2, think. Ask better questions. Most people chase answers, but creative thinkers like you chase questions. When you ask a better question, you force your brain to connect new dots. Apparently, curiosity declines by more than 90% between childhood and adulthood. Children ask about 300 questions a day, but by adulthood, that number drops to fewer than 20. Warren Berger writes about this in his terrific book, A More Beautiful Question. So practice the Wonder Rigor Theory because wonder asks what if and rigor asks how will we make it real. Spend 5 minutes a day journaling just questions. Don't answer them. Just allow the questions to breathe. Number 3, rest. Let your brain do its best work offline. The most creative people protect their pauses. When you rest, your brain's default mode network switches on, and that's the internal space where your mind synthesizes, makes connections, and generates insight. It works best when you tap out of the world and go inward. We know that after a period of incubation or rest, people are 40% more likely to solve complex creative problems. Stepping away, it doesn't stall progress, it multiplies it. So instead of scrolling during breaks, take a walk, daydream out the window, or breathe quietly. You'll notice your ideas multiply. Number 4, play. Stop taking everything so seriously. Play might sound unproductive, but it's the fastest path to new ideas. When you play, you experiment without fear. As Brendan Boyle, toy designer and lecturer at the Stanford D School, told me when I interviewed him for Move, Think, Rest, play is engagement. You tap into curiosity, courage, and joy, all vital to innovation. Incorporate moments of play into your work, sketching, brainstorming with props, or turning a problem into a game. Play isn't childish. It employs all of the executive leadership skills like active listening, curiosity, empathy, negotiation, and collaboration. And engaging in playful activity reduces stress hormones and it increases the positive effect, leading to 37% higher resilience and problem solving capacity. And that's according to a 2001 research study by B.L. Fredrickson. Regular play is a game changer if you want to become a better team member and manager. Number 5, notice. Pay attention to what others ignore. Creative people notice differently. They observe patterns, colors, conversations, and tiny details that others dismiss. They're able to spot what visual artists call the negative space. You know, the in between bits between the lines. Ever seen Rubens' vase, also called the vase face illusion? That's the ability to see negative space. So each day, take one noticing walk. Leave your phone behind and observe something new. Write down 3 things that surprised you. Over time, you'll train your brain to see opportunity everywhere. Number 6, connect. Mix ideas from different worlds. The most original ideas come from unexpected combinations and recombinations. Steve Jobs reportedly said that creativity is just connecting things. Expose yourself to new fields, people, and cultures. For example, a 2023 study in small group research found that teams with diverse creative skills, meaning each member had a unique creativity domain, generated more ideas and showed greater originality of ideas compared to homogeneous groups. So, read outside your discipline, attend conferences, webinars, and events that have nothing to do with your job. The more diverse your inputs, the more innovative your outputs will be. Number 7, reflect. Build your creative rhythm. Reflection is how you turn experiences into insight. At the end of each week, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I learn? What surprised me? And what might I try differently next time? That rhythm of reflection, it keeps your creativity expanding, not shrinking. Try journaling your weekly responses to these 3 questions, and you'll have an amazing read to reflect on at the end of every single year. If you want to start putting these principles into practice, I've made something for you. It's called Motor Bingo. It's a free interactive tool that helps you weave movement, thought, and rest into your day. You'll also receive a free chapter from my new book, Move, Think, Rest, to help you unlock your creative potential. Just scan the QR code on screen or click the first link in the description below. You can claim your free gift and start building your creative advantage today. Because being more creative than 99% of people around you is not about luck or talent. It's about rhythm, curiosity, and consistent practice.